A Nashville hotel broke a contract with the Christian ministry that had scheduled a conference supporting Israel. Is this about religious freedom? We're going to find out. Hi, I'm Stuart Shepard, and this is First Liberty Live. We're trying something new here. We're entering a new phase of First Liberty Live where we're going to be doing most of our episodes live, streaming out to you, and they may happen on a Monday or a Wednesday or a Friday. Could be in the morning or the afternoon. You'll see them on social media. We'll show up on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter all at the same time. And they'll show up in your feed. You can also, of course, watch them later, just as you always do. But right now, we are live and in person here at the First Liberty headquarters. Hiram Sasser is our Executive General Counsel, and he's currently in Nashville right now, where he's been meeting with our client that's working on this unfortunate series of events that's going on, trying to get this resolved as quickly as we can. And you have some news for us. Hi, Hiram. How's it going?
It's going well. I'm in my car. We've been driving around Nashville, coordinating things and talking to the press, and it's been a crazy day.
First, set this up for us. Tell us about the group that scheduled the conference. What are they all about?
Well, HaYovel is a group of mostly farmers who are trying to provide support for Israelis who are in Judea and Samaria, in that part of Israel, to help them grow grapes, to help prune the grapes, plant the grapes, harvest the grapes. So really just farmers who have it's a Christian ministry, but their calling is to help the Jewish people and to help them establish their farms and that sort of thing. And they just wanted to be able to have a conference where they can show their support for Israel, show their support for the Jewish people, and to call attention to the need for folks here in our country, in the United States, to support Israel in this time of need, to support the Jewish people when they're facing all this anti-Semitism all over the world, and for people to volunteer to go be part of farming land in Israel.
So they had everything lined up, ready to have this summit. It's about farming, for heaven's sakes. It's about grape farming. Now, from their perspective, I mean, they're seeing a higher view of this, a theological point of view, a biblical point of view about preserving and protecting the nation of Israel. But then suddenly, they get the notice that there's not going to be a summit. Tell me how they got the word from the hotel.
Well, to back it up, there were a lot of people agitating. Look, the reality is there's a lot of people in this country who love Israel and love the Jewish people. But there is a section of our country, you see them on the college campuses, that they just, for whatever reason, they hate Israel, they hate the Jewish people, and those people started agitating and calling the hotel, the Sonesta Hotel in Nashville, to get them to cancel this pro-Jewish event. That was their motivation, because they do not like the Jewish people. They do not like Israel. And so they were harassing the Sonesta Hotel. The Sonesta Hotel, unfortunately, gave in to those demands and acquiesced and ended up canceling the conference just a week before the conference was supposed to begin.
Wow.
So there's people coming in from Israel. There's people coming in from all over the country. And now this has all been planned since January, and to get canceled a week out is really quite devastating.
Now, there's a difference in the story here between what the hotel says it's all about and what law enforcement says happened as far as the security for this event. Unpack that for us. What's that part of the story?
Well, the dispute is a conversation that took place between the police and the hotel. Now, I wasn't there in that conversation, all right, but both parties are telling us, different things. So the hotel said that basically the police encouraged the hotel to cancel the event. The police are saying we never told them to do that.
Huh.
Chief Drake is saying I never would have told them to cancel the event. Now, I have a tendency to believe the law enforcement when law enforcement says that this is, because it makes sense. I just think of the Nashville police as being a highly trained, well trained, and a police force that understands the law, that understands they could never be part of encouraging a hotel to kick out a faith-based group, because that would violate Tennessee law, that violates federal law, and so it just didn't sound right that it would be the police. And now with the police coming out and saying that that's not the conversation, that they in fact never said, and that they said that they could easily provide the security and that this would be fine. So there's some discrepancy there that's going on, that we, at the end of the day, we have what the hotel says and what the police say, and I have a tendency to believe the police.
And what I'm sensing here is there's an undercurrent in this story that makes this a First Liberty case. And that is that we're not buying the idea that this is about a lack of security. It appears there's something else going on.
Yeah, so whenever to make it easy by analogy, if a mob came to you and said, you have to kick this person out of a restaurant because of the color of their skin or their gender or whatever, in violation of Title II of the Civil Rights Act. If you said, well, gee whiz, there's this huge mob telling me to discriminate because of security reasons with the mob, I'm going to go ahead and discriminate. That's not allowed under the federal statute. That's not allowed under Tennessee law. And unfortunately, that's what happened here. So the reason why it's a First Liberty case is that it's a religious liberty protection that all ministries and people of faith have in places of public accommodation, which is that a place of public accommodation like a hotel, they can exclude you for a lot of reasons. They can decide, I don't want to do business with you for a lot of reasons, but they can't say it's because of your religious faith that's why they don't want to do business with you. They're not allowed to engage in that kind of discrimination. It's the same thing. They're under the law. They're not allowed to engage in racial discrimination or gender discrimination as well. But also religion is protected under Title II.
I've got a copy here of the letter that we sent to the hotel, basically laying out what you just said. What else is in here that explains what the law is when it comes to these kind of things?
Well, I think the most important thing is that there's actually two issues here. One is just sort of a general breach of contract, which, First Liberty, it's not our normal area that we get involved in.
Right.
But the second part, the religious discrimination under the statutes, both under Tennessee law and under federal law, that's really our bread and butter in protecting religious liberty rights. So this is a breach of contract, but at its core, this is a religious liberty fight that we're engaged in right now.
What happens next?
Well, we've been having some back and forth discussions with the Sonesta Hotel, and I have some optimism that we're going to end up having a positive resolution there, but we'll see. It's really, the ball's a lot in their court. But for now, what's really great is that, we had to give them the deadline of noon today in order to get this resolved. We were not able to get it resolved. So we have to find another location. We have to have a place to meet.
Right.
Now, looking all over town, you see I'm in the car, we're driving around, we're trying to find places, we're trying to coordinate, we're meeting with people, we're building community. But Dave Ramsey at Ramsey Solutions has stepped forward and said that the conference can be held at his facilities at Ramsey Solutions, and it's just what a wonderful blessing that is for this ministry and everybody who's coming in from Israel. That Dave Ramsey and the Ramsey family stepped up and said, "Look, you're our guests, and you can be at Ramsey Solutions," and so and other people are coming out of the woodwork. Various people are stepping up to help. We still need more help for the conference. Look, at this point, they're trying to put on a conference where everybody's coming into town, and it starts in less than a week.
Wow.
So that's a big undertaking, but there's people coming out of the woodwork, and we just need people to, to support HaYovel in their efforts so that this important conference can go forward. But most importantly, that the voice championing Israel and the Jewish people cannot be silenced, and it will not be silenced here in Nashville.
That's a really gracious offer by Dave Ramsey's people, and we just thank you to them for doing such a wonderful thing to allow this to go on. But in the meantime, there's still the issue of the fact that the hotel threw them out. What's the best resolution on that? What could come out of this now?
Well, look, we've been pretty clear and upfront with them. Obviously we want an apology. Moving a conference last minute, even with the full refund even if they provide the full refund to HaYovel and to the guests who were booking in the hotel,
right,
who were coming to attend the conference, even if they provide all of that, at the end of the day, there's a lot of costs, and I mean, there's a lot of emotional damages. There's a lot of things that are so we're going to have to get that resolved as well, in order to be able to bring this to resolution. But I have some optimism in my conversations with the folks that are there and at the Sonesta Hotel and their leadership. I've had some optimistic conversations, and so we look forward to having more of those conversations.
I know you've had a very crazy, busy day there, Hiram. I appreciate the work you do. Anything else you want to share before I let you go?
Yeah, just that, look, this is a really important time for the Jewish people and for the nation of Israel. People who love Israel and love the Jewish people need to stand up and be heard. It's real easy for everybody to hide and say that's not my problem, that I don't have to take care of my neighbor. But we are called to love our neighbor as ourselves, and our Jewish brothers and sisters in this world. They need our love and attention now. It's a very serious time, and their enemies don't just dislike them. Their enemies wish they did not exist at all. And that is a terrible thing. And it's something that I think we all have an obligation to stand up against and say, we're just not going to allow this kind of hate. We're not going to allow this kind of discrimination to go forward. Wherever we may find it, we have to meet it head on.
Hiram, thank you for making time for us. Appreciate your making the call even there in the car. Hope you're in a safe neighborhood.
Yeah, everything's going to be great.
Right.
Nashville's a wonderful city.
All right. Thank you, Hiram. When we say First Liberty Institute is first in the fight, this is what we're talking about. Hiram on a plane immediately to get to Nashville to try to bring a resolution to this, and also just to make sure that everybody does the right thing when it comes to the freedom of that conference to be able to meet and to bring all the people in from all over so that they can talk about important things. If you'd like to be part of the defense of groups like that, just look for the big red Give button up at the top of our website at firstlibertylive.com. First Liberty is fighting for what matters most.